What's going on, everybody? It's Jacob and Andrew back here with the Batting Practice Podcast. Josh is still on his honeymoon. He's far away. He actually just attended a baseball game. He's actually the most recent of us three here on the Batting Practice Podcast to attend a baseball game. And we might be hearing from him later on in the podcast, believe it or not, even though he's not here. So we'll see about that. But for now, we got a home run of an episode for you guys today. Why? Well, William Contreras put the Brewers ahead 2-1 today with the go-ahead home run, and the Brewers are currently going in to extra innings as we are recording this against the Cincinnati Reds. We're recording this on Sunday, August 17th. And hey, they might lose today. There's still a chance they lose in extras today, but Andrew, I said last week as of recording this, mark down the date and see what the Brewers do since that date. They haven't
Wait,
lost since that date. They might lose today, but hey, that they've won like 5, 6 in a row since we said that. So podcast jinx no more. Can we clear ourselves of having a podcast jinx or not yet? Is it too early to say so?
uh, you know, the Brewers might be the only thing that's immune from that because I bought an Andrew Vaughn in Sorare. He is my most recent addition to the club, and like my all of my previous buys of Seiya, PCA, seems like he's immune from that. He hasn't immediately started slumping after I bought him, so yeah, maybe the curse is through. Brewers cannot lose. It's crazy. A second day in a row of extra innings. They pulled off a miracle last night. They could pull it off today. At the same time, part of me looking at the next 5 games against Chicago Cubs starting on Monday. Uh, those games matter a ton, but they've taken the pressure off of themselves because even the Cubs sweep, there's still a
Yeah,
gigantic gap between them. The Cubs are losing, I think, today too, or they're
they're losing,
trailing the
yeah.
Pirates.
So let's
Um,
say let's say the
Crazy.
Cubs win today and the Brewers lose today. There's a decent chance that the Brewers
Mhm.
lose today and the Cubs win today.
Yep.
The Brewers will still be 8 games up in the Central. And if they get swept in a 5 game, an unheard of series against the Cubs, if they get swept, they will still be 3 games above 500. And by then it's almost September. Yeah, it's been a generational run, and it would be a generational choke for it not to for them not to win the division at this point. Or is it too early to say that?
It's funny. I heard I was
Nine
listening to
games is a
Chicago.
lot.
So I was listening to Chicago sports radio actually, and they were talking about the Cubs in the same context. They were saying like, did the Cubs choke this year? Did they choke away the division? And like they had like going into maybe the middle of May, they had their generational run. Kyle Tucker MVP, Seiya's on fire, PCA's on fire. Team just pitching was dominant. Didn't look like there was a thing wrong, and didn't look like anyone was. There was a whimper from the Brewers, a little cry from the Reds. Cardinals were playing in the sand. Pirates don't even know where the river is. I don't know. But it seemed like it was theirs to lose, which begs the question, with the Cubs 8 games back, did the Cubs already choke the division? Uh, but or is there a lead in early enough in this season that it doesn't count if you choke because there's too much time left?
I will say this Cubs team will click again. They're not
Sure.
done. They're not done for the
No.
season. Whether it's
No.
in this upcoming series against the Brewers, whether it's later on, it's in the latter half of September when they need to click to at least make a wild card spot or maybe even be fighting for the division by that time, this Cubs team will click again. You heard it here first. You probably didn't hear it here first.
Mm.
You probably heard it a lot. They are struggling right now
I
on the
haven't.
offensive side of the bat. Of the bat.
Yes. Yes.
And that has really slowed down their play. And all they need is for a Kyle Tucker and a PCA to click again, or maybe a Seiya to start clicking again. They don't need everyone to all of a sudden start hitting crazy. They just need a couple of people to start picking bat up again, and we should keep an eye out for the Cubs. We should watch out for the Cubs because they're a dangerous team no matter what. They if you look at the paper, if you look on paper, I think they still have a better team than the Brewers do.
I forget what episode that was when we even talked about it on this podcast of the Cubs were in they had the same record when we recorded it as they did last season. And I think at the time we said, right around this time is when the Cubs started slowing down. I believe this was a episode we'd have to go back in the archives in May. So right around kind of when we were talking, but for some reason this season felt different. We said to ourselves, hey, we know they started off hot last year. They fell off in the middle, but just this Cubs team just feels different. It feels like they're gonna contend for a pennant. And you're right. Like I think this team last year too, they fell off in the middle, but they did have some spark towards the end, trying to make a playoff push. Ultimately, they fell short. Um, I do think the Cubs are they. I think this might be the year they do crack into the wild card. Probably some. There's still a lot of baseball left, especially against the Brewers. And I think someone said that like leaving the All-Star break, they had one of the easiest schedules. I think lots of less than 500 average teams. So they do have the potential to really make a run, but I don't know, man. To be dependent on like one or two people, I don't know if that's enough to sustain a championship run, but I do agree with you that they probably could win enough that they make a wild card.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we will see. That is yet to be seen. But we are talking about the postseason today. Is it too early to talk about the postseason in August? No. Is it too early to build a postseason roster, a postseason fantasy baseball roster? Maybe, but that's what we're going to do today. So we'll hop on over to Sorare here in a sec to build ourselves a fantasy baseball roster for the postseason. But before we do that, it's fantasy time, man. It's Fantasy Premier League just started. The Premier
Mm,
League just started
yep,
yesterday or
yep.
2 days ago, as of recording this. NFL, it's currently the preseason, but most people are doing their fantasy football drafts now or coming up. Baseball. It's nearing the end of the baseball season. By now, you might have a solid look if you're going to be making the postseason in your respective league, or if you're playing So Rare, you've had a pretty good outlook on how your teams have performed so far this year, and you have the playoffs to look forward to. Is this the best time of year for fantasy sports?
Say this is the best time of year for fantasy football because everyone can
Okay.
imagine that they have fantasy NFL. Because you can imagine like your team is good. I'd say in baseball, I remember when we used to do season-long baseball, if your team like wasn't going to make the playoffs or it was painfully obvious, you had too many holes, your boat was going down. I don't know. It's easy to tune out and like to not care. Especially in a league where you don't have like a punishment, to like really make sure that you care throughout the whole season. Um, I will say I'm feeling hype for I did my first ever fantasy Premier League draft, and it's a lot of fun. My biggest and this is a very different fantasy games have this, but what I do appreciate in fantasy football is the ability to swap out any player until that game is started. We don't have that in So Rare. We don't have that actually in FPL. Lineups lock once the first game kicks off. And I don't know, this might be some dude that drafted a lot of Man City players. And I'm like, oh shoot, I thought I could just swap out the guys that were on the bench that Pep benched that game, swap them out, easy peasy. But no, lineup locks. So your boy might be in for a tough couple months. The punishment on the line apparently might be a karaoke of "God Save the King" at a local pub.
Okay.
You gotta get up there and sing the British national anthem, pledge allegiance to the king, not Donald Trump, to the actual king of England. So I don't know, your boy doesn't want to do that. So yes, this is a good time, but to be honest, man, I'm starting to worry. I'm worried, just like I was with the Brewers in the beginning, that my team isn't good enough. So it's a scary time sometimes to be a fantasy owner in these early parts of the season when you don't have that confidence in your team yet.
Andrew, we have an update. Your Milwaukee Brewers have officially ended their winning streak at 14 games.
Okay.
Live podcast update. Austin Hayes walks off the Brewers in the 10th inning on a
Was against McGill.
on something. No, it was against Grant Anderson.
All right, that's fine.
It was against Grant Anderson. You can't be mad. You can't be mad. The Cubs are currently tied.
No.
Like I said, even if the Cubs win, it's still 8 games. Tell you what do we do as a podcast here? What do we do if the Brewers get swept by the Cubs? I feel like we gotta like do a giveaway or something.
Oh
If you
man,
know
I
what,
don't know.
I'll say it right here. I'll give away my PCA. I'll give away my PCA if the Cubs sweep the Brewers. My in-season PCA.
Yeah, I could part ways with my Seiya.
Yeah.
When we were talking about this before we were recording of progression of so rare players in your lineups. You buy a card and you think, especially in season, switching gears is so rare a little bit. You want to put that guy in your champion lineup, but as soon as they start underperforming, they quickly get relegated. I don't know
Mm.
about you, but my cutoff is champion, all-star for in-season cards. Champion, all-star, daily. I haven't figured out what I want to do with Arena yet. Assuming you have enough classic cards to fill a challenger lineup, I've kind of just relegated them to daily at that point.
Yeah.
Uh, but it sucks because like you literally spent money. I'm looking at Seiya and PCA every single day, saying to myself, "Man, these guys suck," and I cannot put them in my champion lineup. Uh, and I can't even put
They
them in
fell
All
off.
Star.
Fantasy
They
wise, they
did.
fell off. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. PCA today has PCA today has I didn't even play him. I didn't even
Yeah.
play him.
Yeah. Yeah. Why bother? And I'm not just picking on the Cubs. Like I bought Mookie, I bought a Jackson Merrill, I bought a Jackson Holiday. I'm sorry, those guys aren't cutting it. They like I'm not. But the sad thing is, I'm not even winning anything with their replacements. So
Yeah.
uh, maybe we will by the time
Four.
the playoffs roll around. But
PCA has
it's
four today, so
he has
hey,
4 fantasy points or 4 hits.
2 singles, but a strikeout.
All right. All right. Eh. It's stolen base. Can we talk
Oh no,
about
sorry.
that for a
One
sec?
single, one single, one run and a strikeout. One single, one run.
Can we
So
talk
far,
about his stolen base? Can we talk about that?
it's yeah, yeah. And then
Oh,
we'll get into more so rare in a sec. But
all right.
to set the scene here, it is. I think they're
It was
losing by
tied.
one. No, aren't they
No,
losing by one?
they were
Or is it tied?
no, it was tied. It was
It was
tied. And they
tied. And
lost in extras. I think it was
PCA
tied.
is
Yeah.
on first as
Yep.
the game-winning run.
Yep.
Steals
Yep.
second, has it stolen by a
Easy.
mile.
Easy.
And I watched it on replay. I watched multiple angles. I don't know how he managed to slide so far over the base, but he's gone and he's out. Easiest tag
Ever.
of their life. And they walk off the field like it was nothing. What happened? What on earth happened? That would have there would have been no outs, I think, and they would
Yeah.
have had a
Yeah.
runner in scoring position. So
Easy.
just
Yep.
mistakes like that from the Cubs, you're seeing. You saw a pretty big mistake today that the Brewers made, an error
Hmm.
that allowed the tying run to score. So that's not something you don't see too often. We'll see who makes more mistakes. PCA, what are you doing? If the Cubs sweep the Brewers, you will be a part of someone else's so rare team. And if the Cubs sweep the Brewers, so will Andrew Seiya, it sounds like.
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it.
All
I'll
right.
put that on the line.
All right. Yeah, don't get swept. But if you get swept in a 5 game series, we'll be crying. We'll be sad. Because then I'll
Yeah.
have to, every time I open up my phone now, I get
Mm.
Cubs influencers
Oh.
on
Oh.
Instagram.
Yes.
I
Yes.
get
Where is this
Bree. So
coming
shout out to
from?
Bree. because she's kind of funny to watch, not gonna lie.
I've seen her at a couple Cubs games. Said
Really?
hi.
Yeah.
This was
It's
a couple years ago.
oh really? She's
Oh
blown
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
Should have like had her on the podcast. Could have had her as a
Yes. Get
guest.
her to sign my beer cup. Yeah.
Maybe in
Yeah.
the off season we'll work
There we
on
go.
stuff like that. We'll work on
Well, she
stuff.
doesn't go to Cubs games anymore. She just goes to Brewers games.
Yeah,
But
that's true. That's true. That's
but
true.
crazy Cubs influencers are. I think it's the same as Bears influencers. Just it's so. Is there a fan base like you're getting like at first I thought I was getting it because in Chicago being Wisconsin sports fans like there's some geographic component to like what videos you get to see. But Jacob, you're getting it all the way out in North Carolina.
Mhm.
Like
I mean, most of the
that.
stuff I get's baseball stuff. So
Yeah, yeah. But like, but is there another like fan base that like reacts like that? I can't.
yeah,
Mets maybe. Frank the
I've
Tank.
I've seen. I was gonna say I've seen a couple John Boy people do it. Swilly has done it for the Angels.
Angels. There's an Angels fan? There are Angels
There's
fans?
Angels
Really?
fans, believe it or not.
Wow. Never heard of them.
There's multiple out there, but the one that's most prominent, I don't know if it's because I'm a Brewers fan, are the Cubs influencers.
It's crazy. Insane.
Yeah. What do you say we build a postseason team here?
There we go. There
Too
we go.
early. It's way too early. It's August 17th, and we're out here talking about the playoffs. We're out here talking about building a playoff team, and we don't even know. But we're going to hop right on over to Sorare, and we're going to hop right on over to the scouting center like we always do. Now, we could try and build for budget, but I think it's always more fun to build a team without budget in consideration.
Oh yeah.
Plus, this far into the season, even your good players are not selling for too much. Like, for
No.
example, if you have enough credit, which I do, I could get a Shohei Ohtani
Oh,
for $25 with
that's
credit
crazy.
because his instant buy is 49.19. I could actually just do it right now if I really wanted to. Look at all
But are the Dodgers actually making
that.
the
Yeah.
playoffs though? Are they?
Are they making the wild card? Yeah, right. Because they're not in the lead division as of today. Although
I was just saying,
they're beating the Padres right now. First inning, actually, they're beating the Padres, and it's 3-0. But yeah,
like
let's. I think that's the thing is if we build someone right now and we think they're gonna make the playoffs and they don't, that's an L for us. That's like, well, we shouldn't have thrown that person in the team.
I mean, teams I'm most confident in are probably Blue Jays, Tigers, NL side.
Tigers, huh? Tigers have fallen a little bit.
Yeah, but they're in the Central, man. Dude, the Central is just so bad. Central is so bad. If the Twins didn't give up, then like maybe I'd put an asterisk there, but Tigers are making the playoffs. Phillies, Zach Wheeler getting hurt. I don't know. That's still a tough division. The Mets will figure it out, kind of like the Cubs. Um, I feel like NL side, confident Brewers. I still say that with a question mark because I can't believe what's happening. But yeah, you're right. Like I think you do need to uh put some stones behind your picks. And yeah, we're gonna make some bets on some players to make the playoffs. And again, if these teams end up making the playoffs, chances are the guys we're looking at today will be a big part of that run. So worst case, you get a team, a player that makes some great contributions over these next couple, almost month and a half of baseball. So yeah, let's look at those players.
Yeah. So let's we don't need to share the screen. We've explained how to
No,
use the scouting center a million different times. But yeah, so if we hop on over, bang, I'm already scouted up, and I think we just start with pitching like we're setting our lineup.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
pitching, relief pitcher, corner, middle, outfield, flex, so on and so forth. But if we look at pitching first and we sort by the season average, the best pitcher on the market right now, and he's on a team that's a very interesting team to talk about, but I do think they're making the playoffs. Garrett Crochet.
Hmm.
He's tied with Scooble. He's tied with Zach Wheeler as well. So there's three players to consider right there. But Zach Wheeler just went on the IL. He's estimated to return at the beginning of September, so he should be good to go for the postseason. But I wouldn't pick him right now just because of that. Scooble is elite, but his last two starts, not that great. From a Sorare perspective, his last start, 16. The one before that, 13. Not great. He had 12 points a couple of weeks ago, but then he also, let's look at this one. Holy cow, against the Twins, he put up 50 game week 27. So he has potential to do that as well. I like Crochet or Scooble.
Yeah. But it's funny though, from a sober perspective, I feel like there isn't a exclamation point permanent ink guy that you can like write into your lineup right now. Like I own whale talk here, a Scooble, I own a Skeens, I also own a Zach Wheeler. Um I still play matchups like for most of the time. Like maybe Zach Wheeler was like the one guy I said, no matter who they're playing, I am going to, put them in my lineup. But Scooble, really? Of course, he does well against bad teams. If he's pitching against the White Sox, great start. But if he's pitching against the Phillies, that's a tough look. Even the Twins gave him tough love the last time, and he's got the Astros coming up. I feel like I don't have that confidence in like a pitcher to be like, regardless of who you're playing, I'm going to throw you out there. And I feel like there were some guys last year, like when Scuba was on his Cy Young winning run, even Paul Skeens on still a bad Pirates team that you could just start every game and they just tore everyone up. I feel like there's just not a guy that does that consistently this year.
Yeah. I that's why I'm leaning towards Crochet.
Yeah, he's maybe the closest to be consistent.
It's wild to me that Garrett Crochet is only 26 years old.
I thought, yeah, he's old.
26?
Insane. Insane.
26. 30-point season average. 30 points a game as your pitcher. That's pretty good. And he's
That's
pitched
pretty
pretty
good.
much all year, too. So, Garrett Crochet, let's throw him in as a placeholder. Relievers. This is where it gets interesting. This is where it gets a little interesting.
I was
Uh,
gonna say, apparently Crochet might have some reliever cards. Did you know that?
ooh, from the
I'm
White
look
Sox,
I'm
maybe.
looking to see. Yes, you can actually. Oh my God, this
Are they
guy's
expensive?
ridiculous. There's one on the market. Someone has it listed for $150. That is stupid. That's
Yeah, no
no
one's
one
gonna
pay
buy
that.
that. No
No
one's
one
gonna
pay
buy
that.
that.
But like you should. Like if you have like the funds, like he might be a bigger cheat code than Spencer Strider, or as good of a cheat code as Spencer Strider was
Hmm.
as a relief pitcher. So, but yeah, that I cannot believe he's 26 and he does still have those reliever cards from his White Sox days.
Hmm.
Let's look at
Man,
real relievers.
yeah. And there's a million to choose from. Trevor
There was
McGill's
one.
on here. I mean, Jeff Hoffman for the Blue Jays is a good shout. There's Padres if you want to take a stab at the Padres. You go Mason Miller or Robert Suarez.
Yeah,
Um, then we got Palencia on the Cubs. Throws very hard for a 25-year-old. Throws very, very hard. If you want to touch the Yankees bullpen, right now it looks like David Bednar's been the
I'm
best.
loving David Bednar.
Yeah.
I'm loving
He had
David
that
Bednar.
one shaky performance, but it seems like since then, Devin Williams has had a few more, Jake Bird's had a few more, but Bednar's kind of stepped it up. So I think it's this one might be the hardest position to decide from, honestly. Should we just be homers and throw in Trevor McGill? Or should we throw in Jeff Hoffman? Because I love Jeff Hoffman as the Blue Jays.
So the crazy
Or
thing,
Bednar. But the Yankees, man. What are the Yankees doing this year? They're in
I
third
thought
place.
it was the easiest lock ever, like a couple days ago. My answer would have been Josh Hader, 100 million
Mm-hmm.
percent.
Very true.
But
Very true.
he's expected to be out until the postseason. Even then, it's like, what's he going to come? What form is he going to be in when he comes back? I'm not that confident. As a Trevor McGill owner, I can say as elite as he is, the Brewers are too good at run differential to actually create that many save situations. They win games by too much to be that good. Now postseason runs will be a premium. I would imagine that the Brewers don't put up 15 runs in the postseason, like they have been doing against the occasional team. So yeah, I do think Trevor McGill is a fantastic pick. One that we haven't talked about, and I do think pairs very well. Mr. Munoz of the Seattle Mariners.
Very true.
I have been really liking him. I've had him all season long. He doesn't strike as many out as some other guys, but he does seem like when he comes in, he like I'm probably gonna jinx it now, but he barely ever blows it. Like he comes in the game, it's like it's a lock. Mariners are winning that game. And I don't think he gets talked about enough. So and also Chapman. We are talking about Crochet. Aroldis Chapman is doing really good too. So I don't know. I thought there wouldn't be I think we have options at the closer position. I do not think there's a deficit of bad or I think there's a lot of good options out there. And to be honest, I think you should base your decision on who you think is going to go the furthest. I think that's who you pick. Like whatever team you think is going to make that run and ultimately win. That's who I back.
Let's throw Munoz in there. I
Yeah.
like it. I like it.
Yeah.
One of the best, if not maybe the best, Mexican
I
player in the league.
yeah. One of the
Maybe,
best.
maybe. Does Randy Arozarena, his teammate, have anything to say about that? Maybe, maybe.
Randy's back though, boys. He's back.
Randy Arozarena he's from Cuba. He's from Cuba. So,
Also,
oh,
I'll
he's
throw in
Cuban
George Kirby
born?
too.
Okay. So Randy Arozarena is Cuban born, but plays on the Mexican national team
Okay. Okay.
because he gained Mexican citizenship after leaving Cuba and settling in Mexico.
Cool.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, Andres Munoz has definitely a shout for that. Let's throw him in there and let's hop on over to corner infielder.
Perfect. Before we get, I will say with Munoz, I think George Kirby also pairs very well with him too. If you don't want to go with Crochet, we didn't talk about Kirby for starting pitchers, but I do like the stack a little bit. But again, I think having that breadth of pitcher might not also be a bad idea. So, but just throwing that out there. But yeah, let's look at some corner infielders. Who is catching your eye?
Um, should we skip Otani and Judge because we should?
Sure. Yeah, it's the boring pick, and I think
I think
we can be more creative.
think we stay right up there in Seattle and
Hmm.
throw in Cal Raleigh as a DH because we could also use, or should we save him for middle infielder as a catcher?
He is the best middle
He's
infielder
the
in the
best
game.
middle, so we should save him. We should save him.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Um, well, if we're saying Phillies are a lock, and I would say Phillies are top three team in the league right now, if not
Yeah.
number two, if you aren't counting the Brewers number one. If you are counting the Brewers number one, Kyle Schwarber, let's do it.
Oh
Let's.
yeah.
I think that's
MVP?
just yeah. There's some good players above him. Obviously, Otani and Judge for the DH spot. Nick Kurtz, Jose Ramirez on this list. Obviously, A's are out. Guardians are, I don't know. I kind of want to stay away from the
They're
Guardians.
out.
I want to
They're
stay
out.
away from the Central besides the Tigers.
They're
So, Schwarber's more of a lock. Plus, Kyle Schwarber just hit his 46th home run.
yeah. Insane.
Get him for $8 with credit right now. It's the 1639 instant buy.
He's got 100 ribbies on the year. Surpassed 100 ribbies on the year.
Wow.
Insane. MVP.
MVP. Let's go
All right,
back here. Yeah,
I like
let's
Schwarber
throw him
at
in there for
corner.
sure. And then let's go to middle infielder here. And it's Cal Raleigh. You throw
It's
him in at
Cal Raleigh.
catcher. You throw him in at
It's Cal
catcher.
Raleigh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's cheating. It's Cal Raleigh.
All right. Well, that's easy enough. Outfield. Outfield it is. And from a season average standpoint, if we're skipping over Aaron Judge, number one on the list, Byron Buxton. Sorry,
Hmm.
Twins.
Should have got traded.
Sorry, Twins. Number two, Corbin Carroll. Hmm. Sorry,
Should have got traded.
Athletics. Sorry, Diamondbacks. Number
Yeah.
three is where my mind is blown. And he's only played in 60% of the last 15 games. He was out for a while with an injury. But let's see. He kind of was doing this before he got injured. Started around game week 9, it looks like, and has played very, very well the games that he has played. He's just not a guarantee to play every day, so I'd stay away from him. But if you're looking for a very cheap option to use in the playoffs, Dalton Varsho.
Yeah.
Season average of 10
Easy.
points per game. What?
Insane.
What? You don't see, like, you see the Otanis putting up the 40s, 50s per week. Dalton Varsho? 30, 40, 50 points a week? Wow. Wouldn't have thought about that. Juan Soto's on the list. How about the Mets? What do we do about the Mets? We could probably throw the Mets in there, right?
Yeah. One settle for 12.89. I like that deal.
Now that I'm
That's
looking at that, look at his graph, too. Look at his score graph. There's a lot of games where he scores. Not many games where he doesn't score. That being said, Mets, get some people on base so he can hit them in.
right.
Stop hitting solo
Right.
shots, man. Pete, hit some singles. Except Soto bats before Pete in the lineup, but anyways, I like Soto, man.
Let's do Soto. I
All
like it.
right. All right. And then we got a flex and a DH. And I guess I can reselect every position here.
Yeah, let's look at some honorable mentions.
Yeah, I mean, we've already talked about a lot of these. Acuna, but he's hurt yet again. Braves are dead. We have Cody Bellinger? Really?
I can't believe it.
Really? Look at this list. It's people not in the playoffs. All of a sudden our DHs have fallen off a little bit. You know who I kind of like who's been hot? A little more of a swing, I guess you could say. But Julio, JRod.
I was thinking the same thing, especially if you're going to
Yeah,
pair him with Big Dumper.
right.
Uh,
And
I think
Munoz. You got if the Mariners win a game, you're set. With
the
Raleigh, JRod, and Munoz.
yeah, I the and I've of the teams that we said, I've a lot of confidence in the Mariners. They're only wild card team right now because that they're chasing the Astros, but I think they catch them, and I think I like the Mariners for a World Series run. So let's back their best players. Let's back Julio. Let's get Cal Raleigh. That's a heck of a lineup right there.
And you mentioned the Astros. It's like, where are the Astros at? They're just not on this list. From a Sorare
No,
perspective,
they got Correa back, but
I
you
can't.
know,
Who's the first one on here? Who is it?
probably
Altuve.
Altuve.
There he is. Way down
Yeah,
there. Way down there. All right. Well,
smoke and
Altuve
mirrors.
could be an honorable mention. I think Pete Alonso deserves to be an honorable mention. I
He's very
think
good in the playoffs. He's
Pete Crow
very good in the
Armstrong
playoffs.
deserves to be an honorable mention.
If
But
he can figure it out again.
with an L15 of 2, that's kind of
Guess when I
tough.
bought him. Guess when I bought him.
Mm-hmm. Eugenio Suarez, honorable mention, with an L15 of 4? What happened since he got traded? What happened? I don't get it. I'm liking a player that I own in my gallery already who's batting about 300, a little less home runs than you would think this year, but he hits the ball hard. How about Vladdy?
Oh, I mean, I love the laddie. Big reason why
Vladdy could be a shout.
I mean, Vladdy is so good. And the fact that he's only $6, That's insane to me.
right?
He has big power too. I like
Yeah.
it. On the Brewers side, we haven't mentioned any Brewers hitters. Is Yelich like the
Yelich is
lock?
back. Yelich is
Yes.
definitely back. Look at his graph.
He got 51 in a single game.
Yeah,
51 against the Reds. I think he had like 8 runs batted in. Uh,
crazy.
five. Sorry, I exaggerated by 3. 5 ribbies on a single game, and he scored 3 times. That's insane.
Yeah.
He had 8 run contributions between himself and his scoring. That's insane. That's an MVP like number. That's a number that you want on your postseason team. So I think Yelich is for sure a flex or a DH.
Oh yeah. All right. I like it. I like it. What's Yelich's selling for a lot?
I mean,
His
crazy that
instant buy is higher than Vladdy's?
that's crazy to me that you can buy a Pete and a Vladdy for the same price as a Yelly. I don't
Wow.
know about that math works, but I love it. I love to see it.
Something doesn't seem right there, but
That doesn't
I'm
seem
not
right.
against it. I'm not against it. Should I sell my Christian Yelich?
No, that might be the podcast
That's the
curse right there.
jinx.
That might be
That's the
that might be the
jinx. Yeah.
jinx.
That's the jinx. All right. I think that's a good team. With
I,
no
we're
Otani and
winning.
Judge, I love building a team without Otani and Judge. Maybe next year we won't have to worry about that. Maybe one of them will fall off next year and there'll be a new one,
It's
Cal
true.
Raleigh. But if you look at Cal Raleigh's price versus Aaron Judge's price, like it's crazy. Get
That's
yourself a
insane.
Cal Raleigh. Get yourself a Cal Raleigh. So Crochet. In fact, let's see if I can build this in a concept lineup because then I can screenshot it. Let's look at bi-weekly or the game week. Oh, perfect. The game week is already open for the next game week.
Oh,
Let's just go to minors here. And we're going to put in Crochet. And then reliever, we're going Munoz. And then corner infielder, we saved Cal Raleigh. We skipped over Shohei Ohtani. And where's he at? Where's he at? Okay, I can't find him here. Okay, there we go. Cal Raleigh. Bang in the middle infielder. Corner infielder. Would we have a corner infielder? It was we've already forgotten. Corner infielder.
it
Was
wasn't Julio.
it
Was it
wasn't
Pete?
was it Vladdy? Or no, Vladdy was a DH.
Honorable mention, yeah.
It was why are they not showing up? Go back to corner infielder. Yikes. Bad podcast here. Andrew, while you're looking that up and while we're building this lineup, you want to do a quick this day in history?
Oh yeah. I
All
got
right.
I got you. I
All right.
got you.
So, actually, guess the year on this one. Guess the year on this one.
I'm gonna go 1800. We're gonna go before baseball, the birth of baseball.
You know, I think this is closer in years than your guess was last week.
1850?
We're throwing it back to August 17th, 1894, where the Phillies were playing the Louisville Colonels, and Louisville brought out pitcher John Wadsworth. And what did Wadsworth do that day? But he gave up 28 singles, an NL record for the most singles allowed in a game. And this was the olden days where they just throw guys in there and they don't have relievers. They just throw the ball until their arm falls off. He gave up
Insane.
28 singles. The Phillies totaled 36 hits, meaning that only 8 hits of their 36 hits were extra base hits. I say only, but 28
Wow.
singles is something crazy. This includes Sam Thompson, who's now a Hall of Famer, hitting for the cycle in 7 at-bats. So he had 7 at-bats, and that's not including walks either. 3 other Phillies, too, including another Hall of Famer, Um, and namesake, not completely unrelated, but Billy Hamilton. So there's been multiple Billy
Oh,
Hamiltons to have played in the Major League Baseball. Did you know that? But three other Phillies, him and two other Phillies, recorded 5 hits each. So between four players, we had 20 hits. It's pretty
okay.
crazy. Final score of the game, Phillies 29, Colonels 4. So, not the greatest look. The Phillies were putting up 2025 Brewers numbers, basically, racking up 36 total hits, 28 singles. Imagine being a fan of that game and watching the ball just get dinked into the outfield. Pitch after pitch after pitch. The pitcher got shelled. Not a good time. Not a good time if you're a Louisville Colonels fan in
Wow.
1894.
Wait,
But
was Kyle Schwarber on that team? Speaking of the missing link,
Kyle Schwarber's great grandfather was on that team.
although he would have hit a home run, so probably not true. Probably not true.
That's true. That's no, he had all of the extra base hits besides the guy who
Ah,
hit for the second.
yes, 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 yes.
There you go. Phillies. Sam Thompson. There's a good immaculate grid player for you. Bet
Sam.
not many people have heard of Sam Thompson, Hall of Famer.
Nope.
There you go. Well, there you have it. August 17th, 1894. That is the day of recording today. 28 singles by one pitcher in a single game.
Rough.
Yikes.
But how many of those were errors? Come on, let's be real. Did he really give up
So
that
I
many?
tried to do some more research on this, and it was listed it as 28 singles, 36 total hits, but there were also 16 earned runs, meaning that 13
Okay.
runs were unearned.
Hmm.
Look it up. Look it up.
Okay.
That's the best I could find. This is a 130-year-old, 31-year-old this day in history. I think maybe the oldest one we've done ever.
Oh
So
yeah.
there's not too much information out there on this, but we got a good one for you. Andrew,
Heck
do you
yeah.
know who we picked as a corner infielder?
Yeah, Kyle Schwarber.
Schwarber as a DH. That's why. Because he's
Yeah.
a DH. All right. Not Michael Bush could be a shout. Michael Bush, really good
Could be.
player.
Could be.
Honorable
I'd
mention.
rather have Vladdy.
I'll throw in an extra honorable mention in there
Sure.
at corner infielder for Michael Bush. Then we got JRod, and then we got Vladdy, and then we got Christian Yelich. All right. Garrett Crochet in pitcher, Andres Munoz in relief pitcher, Kyle Schwarber at the corner infielder, Cal Raleigh in the middle, Julio Rodríguez rocking the outfield with Vladdy at the DH and Yelich at the flex. I tell you what, looking at Yelich's card, you building a Brewer stack this week? It doesn't even
That's why I bought
fit.
Andrew Vaughn.
It doesn't even
That's why I bought
fit.
Andrew Vaughn. That's why I bought Andrew
5
Vaughn.
games again. It doesn't even fit in the little Sorare thing. It doesn't look right.
If my Brewer stack doesn't win me something, I'm selling my whole gallery. Just selling it all. Just getting
If
rid of
they
it all.
Brewers get swept, you're giving away 2 of your cards and selling the rest of them.
Yeah, it's basically a giveaway, honestly.
Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah, I'll do it. Or say it's gone. Say it's gone. You give away PCA.
Brewers won't get
Josh can.
swept. Brewers won't get swept. Right.
I know.
Right.
Maybe we'll have to start streaming Brewers games and just get really mad.
Very true. We can become our own Brewers influencers. All right. Talked about a lot of people again today. Who could it possibly
Sam
be?
Thompson. Sam Thompson.
Sam Thompson.
Is there another? I know there's Ryan Thompson.
Well, we didn't talk about him today. We
No,
talked
we didn't.
about
Yeah, it's
how about
bad
a
luck.
relief pitcher? We never start with the
Yeah.
relief pitcher. Let's go Andres Munoz.
Go.
If it lets me, there we go.
He's only 26 too. That's
He's
crazy.
also only 26.
Okay. So it could be NL West. Whoa.
We're gonna refresh that. I'm not sure what happened there. It could
We're
be
getting
NL West, it could be AL East or AL Central. We talked
AL
about some
Central.
Central players today. Righty, 26. Could it
AL
be
Central. Could be 28, 27. Some Tigers. Skubal.
He's a lefty.
Hmm.
Could be Spencer Torkelson.
AL East. Crochet.
Spencer Torkelson?
Yeah.
It's the AL Central. Okay.
Okay.
And he's
And
older
he's from
than
the USA.
26. He's older than 26. And he doesn't play on Detroit. Righty.
So he's 28. He's
righty.
28 years old.
28.
28 years old.
Or 27.
No,
Oh, no, you're right. Because it's 2 away. You're right.
28 years old.
28 years old is my age.
And he is probably on the Twins. Twins, maybe? There's no one left? Is Harrison Bader's gone?
Yeah, right. Byron Buxton's a little older than 28, I want to say.
Yeah, Buxton's like 31, 32.
Go Ryan?
Yeah. Let's get rid of the
He's
Twins.
29, but we can get rid of the Twins.
Yeah, let's
pitcher.
get rid of the Twins
Okay.
and starting pitching. Okay, thank God.
Okay, not a pitcher. Not on the Twins. So we got Royals, Guardians, White Sox. It
Vinny?
could be
Vinny Pasquantino?
He's a lefty.
Thinking
lefty.
age first.
I know. USA. Okay, Guardians. Quan's a lefty. We got White Sox. How about Chase Meadroth? Got to know my White Sox players. He's 24, but let's get the White Sox.
Let's just get the team. Okay,
It's not the White Sox.
Sox.
Not a shortstop.
So he's
All
a
right.
Royal,
or a Twin.
Bobby Witt.
No, not a Twin. A Royal or a
Oh, and he's
Guardian.
not a shortstop.
He's not a shortstop.
It's not Bobby Witt.
And he's from the USA, huh? And he's not
It's
a
not
pitcher.
Vinny, Bobby Witt. They got a couple good pitchers.
Lugo, Bubich.
It's not a pitcher though.
Oh, it's not a pitcher. That's right.
So we got. Okay, could be a Guardian.
Could be a Guardian.
It's Quan.
Quan's a lefty. I already said that. Quan's a lefty.
It's not Jay. It's not Jose.
No. Schneeman? He might be a lefty too. He's a lefty.
Wow. I have to consult.
He's 28,
my gallery.
man.
Oh,
Should we send it just to get out of the way?
Yeah.
All right. Royals second baseman.
He's a Royal second baseman.
Royals second baseman. There's Vinny. There's MJ Melendez. There's Bobby Witt. There's Jonathan India.
Oh, yeah.
Jonathan India.
Nice.
I have a so rare card. I had to rack through the brain a little bit.
Jonathan India.
Former Rookie of the Year has been not what the Royals wanted him to be, I feel like, this year.
Nope.
But there you go.
Boom.
Solid podcast today. Thanks again for listening. Make sure, I meant to say this at the beginning of the episode, but check us out on YouTube. Out there, where I am putting out shorts every single day of goofy stuff that happens in baseball. Just things you don't see every day, and it happens every day, but it's things you didn't think you were going to be able to see, but I talk about it. I like looking at dumb stuff that happens in baseball and putting it on the internet. So check us out on YouTube. You can also find the podcast there, anywhere you guys want. But before we head out, I guess we do have to head out. But like I said at the beginning of the podcast, we'd be hearing from a certain someone towards the end. So I think, Andrew, why don't we send it off to him? Peace.
We are live here at Fenway Park. I'll be back next week. But until then, you just attend the batting practice. Get in the game. Peace.